Microsoft had a very interesting bit of conversation with gamers in general the other day, and I thought this was very fun because it's something that's a little bit technical, but the way they broke it down was very easy to understand. And that's, I think, a kind of a big difference between what they're talking about and like some of the discourse with what like somebody like Mark Cerny was talking about when he did his deep dive for PlayStation a couple of years ago. Very few people understood what the heck he was talking about because it's very technical, whereas what Microsoft is talking about here with AMD and things like that, definitely very much easier to understand, and you can see why so many people are kind of talking about this. Will this have a big impact on the Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S? It sounds like it could be quite impactful, but at the end of the day, we're just going to have to wait and see what happens and exactly what's going to be one of the things that kind of changes the way we as gamers do things. So yeah, I'm very interested in this topic. I'm sure some of you guys are going to be interested as well. Let's get into it. What's up, everybody? I'm Crap Gamer, and of course, this is Crap Gamer Reviews, your home for gaming news, opinions, reviews, and much more. You'll probably notice some changes around here, but that shouldn't stop you from leaving us a like and possibly even consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. Thank you so much for choosing to spend some of your free time with me today. It means the world to me, and I also want to just say, if you are spending time watching some of my videos, please leave a like, as that helps the video to be seen, and it helps the channel to grow. So thank you guys very much for rocking out with me. Now, again, things are inevitably changing between Xbox, between PlayStation, and these consoles continually grow. They continue to do some very, very interesting things, and this sounds right up my alley in terms of an improvement on the console that is really going to be something fantastic. So yeah, I'm very much interested to hear how this is going to improve some things for everybody and things like that. I'm looking forward to seeing exactly would this have anything in terms of helping performance with the Xbox. So earlier in the month, Microsoft publicly released a DirectStorage API designed to overcome the existing input-output I/O bottlenecks that the Win32 API had with its latest games. At GDC 2022, Microsoft software engineer Cooper Parton talked about optimizing I/O performance with DirectStorage on Windows. He said this is no direct port of DirectStorage API available for Xbox Series X and S. This version has been tailored to the unique needs of the PC system, but also it was interesting to hear them talk about how this helps the Xbox version as well, when we see some of these things kind of come out and showcase that it is able to kind of save some of what's happening with the CPU, so you're able to actually get more use out of the CPU than what you normally would with some of the other things. So yeah, I think that this is very much something that is a big deal for Microsoft, and something that could potentially lead to much bigger things down the line. Xbox Series X obviously has this, and it's going to bring a lot of things, including better loading times and things like that. Microsoft has announced that this is a very good thing. It's an I/O system that was introduced on the Xbox Series X, and it's designed to use hardware compression and fast solid-state drives to improve load times and reduce the CPU workload, allowing the processor to focus on demanding elements such as physics or adding more NPCs. Back in 2020, a couple of months before the Xbox Series X actually launched, Microsoft promised to bring this to PCs as well, and now it looks like they are obviously doing that, but we can't take this out of kind of ideas of what's happening with this and the Xbox Series X and what it actually does, and how it's kind of been updated, and how they've actually changed things around. Just in general, they've been able to kind of boost different things and things like that. So I think this is something that can continue to happen and continue to be something that evolves a little bit for the console. I know that in specific this is pretty much talking about some of the PC benefits and things like that, but to see that Microsoft is serious about it and continues to update it and continues to tweak it on the Xbox Series X and the Xbox Series S is very much exactly what they needed to do and get people excited about what's happening and things of that nature. So yeah, very cool to see that. And you know what? I just think that it's really something that Microsoft has done a really good job with, of kind of letting of having this to have like some of these PC abilities in the realm of a console. So yeah, I think that that's something that is basically really incredible when you think about it. Coming into this generation, this is exactly why a lot of people were excited about the future of gaming, just for the simple fact that we're going to have that immersion level and things like that that are going to be much better than what we've gotten in the past. And I think that that's something that obviously is very attractive for a lot of gamers and things like that. And that's where you had to go. Maybe this generation isn't like the biggest leap in terms of what we can see with our eyes, but I think one of the bigger leaps that we've been able to kind of get out of this is the fact that stuff like this and the less bottlenecks and having less of an issue with like CPUs and things like that. I think that's something that a lot of people honestly probably didn't even realize was something that they wanted or needed. It's like, sort of like myself when it comes to like 60 frames per second games. I wouldn't have thought that it's a big deal because, I was just so used to playing at a certain level or whatever. And now, we start to see like gamers really kind of enjoy the fruits of that labor. And that's something that usually only PC gamers had the option of. Now it's like for, for like $300-400, you can enjoy, 60 frames or more on pretty much 99% of the games that come out now and on a console. And you can also get things like ray tracing and things like that. So we're seeing some incredible growth with these things, and these updates that keep coming and these boosts that keep coming, I think are very, very noticeable and impressive on the hardware that we're getting. And Microsoft has done a really good job of supporting that, and I hope they continue to support that stuff in the future, because it looks like they're going to be adding more support to this very soon, and the sooner the better. Let's just be honest. Both Microsoft and Sony release these consoles, and I've always been of the state of mind that if you're going to release something, right, if you're going to release a new console and people are going to buy this new console, it really makes the most sense to kind of have everything that you already had with that old console and then some, right? That was always one of my biggest complaints about going from the Xbox 360 to the Xbox One, was a lot of the stuff that we already had on the Xbox 360 was gone on the Xbox One, and then they'd add it back years later and act like it was a big deal. Sony did the same thing, but it was like, oh, here's this feature that you loved, but we took it away when you changed generations, and now we're going to give it back to you and we're the good guys, right? That always seemed kind of lame to me. So I do like the fact that they, are pretty open about this stuff, and kind of the way that they do these type of announcements and things like that. It sounds like, better performance boosts, all this kind of stuff, and critical to the SDKs and stuff like that going forward. So with that being said, I'm going to link these articles. You guys can check it out. Let me know what you think. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, crap gamer 'em up. Thanks for watching. Crap gamer out.